Hey guys, Jason Grimm again, architect on the OpenStack private cloud team, and today I wanted to share some tips I had for submitting talks to the OpenStack Summit, and hopefully you'll find something in there to increase your chances of getting your talks accepted. This is for the Liberty Summit in Tokyo in November of this year, and this would be, if any of these get accepted, this would be the fourth time for me. And I don't know if it's just luck or if I've been around a while doing this, because the odds are not great. From what I've been told, there's about 3,000 submissions for only around 150 spots. So I'm submitting 7 topics this time. One of the ways, obviously, to increase your chances is to have multiple submissions, and the other is to find something interesting to talk about that not a lot of other people are talking about. So this first one is, start my timer here. This first one is a panel, and I've been on a couple of panels that Nikki has hosted or moderated, and they were fun because you get differing opinions from a bunch of different folks, and the more people participating in the talk, the more interest there is out there. Possibly they could their friends and coworkers and things are voting on the talks, and a little bit more exposure. And unlike labs and presentations and things, there's not a lot of content that you have to prepare for these panel discussions. So the panel discussion is a good way to go. This one in particular is war stories, and I also find whenever I can make the presentations not that are vendor neutral or agnostic, and not touting products and not on the marketing side. I understand there's a reason to have the business and marketing and product announcements, but I seem to do better to keep mine talk submissions as open and agnostic as possible. So this is one where a few different vendors are coming together potentially to share some war stories around OpenStack adoption successes or failures. The next one here is, so platform as a service is, it is a very popular topic, and I try and put myself in the mindset of folks just coming into OpenStack and being kind of overwhelmed with all the content that's out there, and I try and submit submissions sometimes that would help, that are in the beginner track, and would help people get kind of a general understanding of. I've done ones on basic monitoring and things like that tend to have a good turnout, because there's a lot of new folks at the Kilo Summit. Over 54% of the participants that was their first summit. So I try and at least submit some content that's in the beginner track and gives a general lay of the land. Lots of merit to having deep dive presentations. I like going to those myself, but sometimes the more widely accepted ones are the ones that are a little more general. And so when you submit, there's a title and an abstract, and you pick the track that you're in, and you write a short abstract. I'd also challenge you to submit things that you have interest in, but you may not be an expert in. And if it gets accepted, it motivates you to really learn that topic very deeply in a short amount of time. This one's about auto scaling to ironic, and also put a little bit of pop culture taglines and things like that. Anything that can make my presentation stick out a little bit more, and maybe get a laugh out of the folks on the selection committee can't ever hurt. And I enjoy working with heat, and I've done a few talks on auto scaling and things like that. So it's always good to submit something that you are very versed in, and I have a high level of comfort in. That one generally isn't going to require a lot of work, and I've chosen this one. I haven't worked with Trove and Heat before, and I haven't worked I've worked with LBAS, but not those together. So I just expanded on a prior topic for this one. That was interesting. Chargeback and showback is another topic that a lot of people talk about. There's a lot of um, off-the-shelf stuff that folks use, and it's a area that people are interested and want to do, but there's not a lot of talks or focus out there. So I grabbed or came up with the chargeback and showback one to look at as well. Um, this one I thought was interesting. So that it's about evangelizing OpenStack inside your own company, and it talks a little bit more about the soft um, areas around OpenStack adoption and how it's a disruptive technology, but it's also disruptive kind of philosophically and emotionally and culturally and things like that. And this topic is about how to kind of upsell that in your organization without really making people upset or nervous. Um, and this one is about the Vagrant wrapper for DevStack for advanced builds. But that's it. Those are my tips. Good luck. In short, submit more than one. Make them interesting. Pick a few across the beginner track and the advanced track. And good luck to you. And I hope to see you at the summit. See you later.